So tell me, before we start, have you watched the GTA 6 trailer? If so, what do you think about it? Are you excited or are you not? Say it in the comments.
Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for the full article breaking down Maddie Myers from Polygon, who is a former writer for Kotaku, among many others. And yeah, the Mary Sue's in there as well, so you can imagine where this one's gonna go.
Think about that for a second, folks. Kotaku and the Mary Sue, which I have to ask, who goes to the Mary Sue? Seriously, folks, do any of you who watches this goes to the Mary Sue for video games or anything?
Embarrassing, yet let's be honest, unsurprising display of ideological projection. Polygon's deputy games editor, Maddie Myers, has taken it upon herself to interpret the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer as not what they are. You know, marketing for a crime-based open-world video game to have some fun in a sandbox environment. No, that's way too simple. We need to find the political messaging in this game because that's what this is all about. Well, I mean, I guess if you're an activist, that's how you live your life. In her breakdown of the second trailer, Myers doesn't just read between the lines, she scribbles over them, wildly trying to force her own narrative where nothing exists, constantly dropping red flags throughout, like capitalizing the word black, but not the word white, and many other such angles to frame and skew the entire narrative that she attempts to run with here. Her article titled, "The Grand Theft Auto 6 Trailer Makes Rockstar's Changed Politics Very Clear."
Look, here's the thing. I know some of you love Grand Theft Auto. Some of you said your favorite Grand Theft Auto is either GTA 4 or GTA 3, San Andreas, whatever it is. Look, to be honest, I haven't played a GTA game in my life. But what I'm doing this is for the people, aka my audience, who I know you like Grand Theft Auto. You even like GTA 5, you even like San Andreas, Vice City. I think it's called GTA Vice City? I don't know. So tell me, when you watch the trailer, do you saw or perhaps do you feel anything odd? Is it exceeds your expectation? People say you can do a woke game or whatever it is, you can make diverse characters. There's nothing wrong with it. However, it's the story and the gameplay must take center stage. They cannot take a back seat, regardless of what it is. Whatever diversity character you're making, it will be warranted if the story and gameplay aren't sacrificed. That's the real key.
Like capitalizing the word black, but not the word white, and many other such angles to frame and skew the entire narrative that she attempts to run with here. Her article titled, "The Grand Theft Auto 6 Trailer Makes Rockstar's Changed Politics Very Clear. Lucia is a true hero of a very different kind." And when I first read that, I was like, there's some serious red flags just in that title. It almost screams that this person themselves is a feminist. So of course I had to do some research, and what do you know?
But actually, you've done your research, I'm sure, is that a lot of women are playing these games anyway, even though they're not marketed for us. And even though they're built on these really sexist, really outdated tropes about how women should dress and how they should look, women are still enjoying the game part of it. So we'll just buy it for that and ignore these sexist tropes, but it's really a shame that they're still there.
So of course this person enters the games industry with an agenda and perspective that she aims to target and hit with every article that she writes. These are the people that need to get out of the game industry because they are the same people destroying the very fabric of communication between the gamers and the developers. Myers goes on to claim that the background police activity in one scene is proof that Rockstar's systematic racism is a real thing. She goes on to portray the police as these racist aggressors and positions the entire game as a critique of American law enforcement and gun culture.
Okay, first off, I don't think my audience who are into GTA 6 even cares about it. I think we all should agree that racism has lost all meaning, okay? Definitely lost all its meaning. Besides racism, there's also transphobia. Also lost its meaning because people will always ask this word. What is a woman? If you ask that to a trans people, do you think many transgender will answer that question? That's the real question.
This is based on, yeah, A few blinks and you'll miss it shots. Hardly the foundation of sweeping socio-political claims that she's trying to make, but hey, don't let the truth get in the way of some good activism and pushing some agendas. But none of this is new for Maddie Myers. In fact, this is part of the playbook. Her resume reads like a tour of progressive propaganda mills. Get this, from the Mary Sue to Kotaku to Polygon, since 2007, she has positioned herself not as a journalist, but as the gatekeeper of what games should be. Her fixation on injecting identity politics into every piece of media she touches has defined her career. And she's also a co-host of a podcast called Triple Click that all too often, one could argue, leans into socially charged readings of video game culture alongside a slew of other mainstream media aspects. Her body of work is consistent, taking entertainment, twisting it into a lecture about gender, race, and perceived injustices. There is no fun to be found from her perspective. In fact, I would argue that this individual has probably never even played a Grand Theft Auto game. But again, none of that matters if you are in the industry to push a message instead of talk about the actual game and the contents within it.
That's true. That person should have got it. I mean, how many people does Polygon have left? Seriously, didn't they bleed money? I mean, they're gonna bleed more? Seriously, every time I ask myself, where the hell did these people get or even hire any of these activists? That's what I want to know. The next part, look, I know you want to make early reviews so that people can know what to expect, which is of course transparency. But I think sometimes many people who got early access, they will never, 9 times out of 10, they won't never show you the cons because otherwise Big Daddy Corporal or Corporal will just delist you, blacklist it, or something. And this is the reason why I don't purchase early access. And I'm certain some of you don't do that.
People assume that mostly men play games and that women are not interested in them, and therefore it's okay that game developers and game journalists are mostly men. But that's just not true, because if you look at the numbers for who plays games, even hardcore competitive games, women are not just playing cell phone games, they're not just playing Facebook games, they're also playing Call of Duty, they're playing World of Warcraft, they're playing Halo, they're playing violent games, they're buying Grand Theft Auto.
So now she's zeroing in on Grand Theft Auto 6, a game that's not even close to being out yet, and she's somehow declaring that Rockstar's trailers are now confirming to her that they are moving the game in a good, woke direction. According to her, the game's Latina protagonist, Lucia, isn't just a character, she's the symbol of the feminist struggle. She goes so far as to try to interpret Lucia quoting bad luck landing her in prison as a sincere, sympathy-grabbing social commentary, not character development or narrative flavor. She sounds like the type of person that would be very sympathetic to the same people that would be burning Tesla dealerships or trying to vouch for that Luigi Mangione guy, because yeah, that's all these people ever end up doing, funneling into the same ideology and thought process and warped way of viewing reality. She then goes on to contrast Lucia with Jason, the male lead, and of course goes to paint him as less sympathetic, based entirely on a few out-of-context moments spliced into like a 1 or 2 minute trailer. You've got to be kidding me here, Maddie. She goes on to insist that we're supposed to root for Lucia and despise Jason. Even though this is a series built on flawless anti-heroes, she doesn't just report, she tells you how you're supposed to feel about these characters. From a trailer. Again, I can't get over this activism in video games angle.
That is quite true. I can't get it either. Oh, okay, that's a weird way to pause it. Sorry about that, Smash. I'm gonna repeat this, and just in case any woke nutballs can't even understand, you can have a diverse characters, female, male, whatever it is, trans, whatever. Story and gameplay will not be sacrificed. It has to take center stage. Maddie, hello? Do you even play any Grand Theft Auto games? Even I don't play Grand Theft Auto. What you're doing is BS. Bullshit.
Buys Jason. Even though this is a series built on flawless anti-heroes, she doesn't just report, she tells you how you're supposed to feel about these characters. From a trailer. Again, I can't get over this activism in video games angle. Myers isn't even analyzing the trailer. She's rewriting it in her own image. There's no evidence anywhere in trailer number 2 itself that Grand Theft Auto 6 is even a woke game. If anything, Rockstar has been known over the years for satirizing all sides, left, right, and everything in between. And sure, there have been patches that have come and removed a lot of the stuff that caused some conflicts and people wondering if Rockstar had gone woke. But until I see that personally from Grand Theft Auto 6, I'm not just gonna assume it. I'm hopeful that they go back to the way it used to be. Myers sees all of this as an opportunity to shape the public's perception early on, to lay the groundwork for a narrative that positions Rockstar as finally evolving into a feminist-friendly studio.
You know, if I recall correctly, I watched Atreus' video. If I remember correctly, one second, folks. Yeah, I remember he said he has a source. They are trying to remove any symbol of woke element. But that's just a rumor, okay? Take it with a grain of salt. I think the one thing people don't like is bait and switch. Now, trailer doesn't exactly say anything. It could be similar when the main game comes out, or it could be different. That's how trailer works.
I gotta be honest, if you are playing video games and you're a feminist, you probably won't like Grand Theft Auto. Don't try to force the narrative of Grand Theft Auto into your ideologies, because that is the block that will not fit into the circle hole. It's clear to me what's happening here. She's trying desperately to manufacture cultural significance where none of it exists. This isn't journalism. It's straight up PR for her ideology. And I'd argue with this piece, she's hoping that by crafting a narrative that Grand Theft Auto 6 is a progressive game, one led by a Latina woman wronged by the system and fighting back, that it will drown out the game's inevitable chaos, crime, and politically incorrect satire. She wants so hard to reframe the story as a female empowerment one about social justice and about reforming toxic masculinity. And at the end of the day, it's none of that, and she's going to be severely disappointed because this is Grand Theft Auto, not Feminist Propaganda Machine 101. And I gotta be honest, the gaming community this day and age has grown wise to the grift. For so many years, it was working well, but not anymore. These activists masquerading as journalists do not speak for us. Ever. They speak at us, they scold us, they shame us, and they inject their politics to you with every pixel and line of code. And anytime we push back, they start playing victim. Sometimes they even try to sue you for daring to speak up and say, hey, I don't like how you're framing the conversation here. I take issue with that. But hey.
Yep, that'll be it. And I have to say, take a look at this, folks. Open your eyes and see this. This is the furthest that these wokies or feminists or hardcore feminists are willing to go just to keep their ideology and their ego. Seriously, do any women even acknowledge this? To my viewers who are watching this, who happens to be female or either LGBTQ, Hispanic, Latina, whatever it is, do you approve the feminists or the liberal who are virtue signaling for your cause? I was about to put this video on 650% cooked, but when I watched Smash JT's video, it is actually 700%. By the time that reach 1000%, oh, that will happen if GTA 6 make the feminists and any wokies having a meltdown. That's right. Which one of you are anxious for GTA 6? Does the trailer here that you watched, the second one, exceed your expectation? Are you willing to pick it up? And if so, what platform it is? Console or PC? These journalists, the real reason why YouTubers, Twitch streamers are growing. Many journalists are pondering because they don't know why many YouTubers are growing. They keep on mocking people, mocking YouTubers for their success, such as PewDiePie. What else? Azzim, Elon Musk. Okay, not Elon Musk, okay, but still the same. And yet they ask themselves, how come I'm not successful and these YouTubers are successful? And they wonder, why didn't people read my article or watch my video or liking it? Think about that.
Well done, Griffin. Now we got this airfield secured, we can get a foothold on this island and start pushing the Japanese back. We're through retreating, lad. America's back in this war.
Leave a like and subscribe if you want gaming news, gaming theories, or you just want to see me play games. Visit my first, third, and fourth channel up here, which also has trending topics. All of them will be in the description down below or up here.